Hey everybody, it's me again, Mrs. Manzo, just here to give us another couple chapters of this book, Field Trip Fiasco. I hope everyone's doing well today. I'm looking outside, I can see the birds chirping. It definitely sounds like spring, which puts me in a great mood. So yeah, let's just jump into these next two chapters of the book. We left off when the boys, they're about to go to, they're at a farm, and it looks like they're at some type of huge pumpkin patch, and the chapter was called Pumpkin Pie. I remember we were thinking about that and saying, oh, what will this be about? Will they make it? Will they eat it? Let's start reading and see. Okay, chapter 5, Pumpkin Pie. Barrett found just the right pumpkin for himself. "This is it," he announced, "my perfect pumpkin." He picked it up carefully and began walking toward the tables. He looked up just in time to see that Nate found his perfect pumpkin too. Just then, bam! Barrett's friend Nico walked toward the table at exactly the same time and bumped right into him. Both pumpkins hit the hard ground with a splat. Barrett and Nico looked at the orange mess on the ground. They looked at each other. They dropped their heads and tried to shake away the sadness. "No problem, boys. It happens all the time," said a young man wearing blue overalls and dark brown boots. "Do you know what happens now?" he asked. Both boys could feel the tears building. They just knew they were in trouble. "No, sir," they said at the same time. "Well, what happens now is I get to have pumpkin pie for dinner." The man grinned a silly grin, and both Nico and Barrett let out a sigh of relief. Then a little giggle, then a big giggle. Soon they were both rolling on the ground, laughing. "Pumpkin pie," Barrett said, relieved that he wasn't in trouble. "Why don't each of you boys find a new pumpkin, and I'll carry them to the table for you, so that there aren't any more bumps or splats," the man said. At the table, they found booklets from the teacher. She asked them to measure their pumpkins with string, count the lines around the pumpkin, and put it in water to see if it would float. Barrett wrote all about his pumpkin in the booklet and put it in the basket with the other finished books. Nico finished at the same, but couldn't find his partner. "Oh no, where is Eric?" Barrett, Nate, and Nico all looked for Eric. They looked under the table, around the pumpkins, and even behind the man in overalls. Just then, Eric jumped out from behind a tree. "Ha ha," he yelled. "I tricked you." The boys sighed in relief, then fussed at Eric. "Not funny, dude," Barrett said. "We thought you were lost," Nate said. "Not cool, man," Nico said. "Sorry, guys, I was just playing a joke. It won't happen again," Eric said. So I think that's the end of chapter 5. Just thinking about what Eric did, think about this. How would you feel if you were on a field trip and Eric was your partner and he did that, where he hid behind a tree and then everyone thought he was lost, and then he jumped out and he thought he was being funny? Think about how you might react or feel. Maybe you would just laugh it off. Maybe that's your personality. Maybe you might you might feel like these guys who said, "Dude, that's not funny." So, yeah, I like to think about what I would do in that situation. I don't know. I feel like I might just laugh at Eric, but then in the back of my mind, I would think, "Oh, goodness, I hope he doesn't do that again." All right, let's see. Let's look at chapter 6. Yep, we'll do chapter 6 also. Chapter 6, Where is that kid? Nico and Eric took off for the corn maze. "Hey," Nate said, "let's go to the corn maze too." But Barrett wasn't ready. "Wait," Barrett said. "What is that sound?" The boys listened carefully. It sounded like a little kid saying, "Ma, ma." The boys tried to find where it was coming from. It wasn't long before they did. But it wasn't the kind of kid they thought it was. It was a baby goat, which is also called a kid. They also discovered a lamb, a calf, a couple of rabbits, and a few chicks. He looked so happy carrying that bunny like that. All right, next page. They found the baby animal nursery. The boys went through the gate into the nursery with the animals. The chicks pecked at the ground and peeped around the pen. Nate was pretty sure that one of the chicks was following him, trying to peck at his shoes. "Hey, chicken, that's my shoe, not your lunch," Nate said. The lamb was small and puffy and white. It reminded Barrett of a big cotton ball. It looked like it would be soft, but it was actually rough against Barrett's hand. The calf stood swishing its tail back and forth to keep the flies away and moved his mouth so it looked like he was chewing. Every once in a while, he would let out a little moo and get back to chewing. Barrett scrunched down and looked at the face of one of the bunnies. His little nose twitched back and forth, but he didn't make a sound. Barrett twitched his nose just like the rabbit. It made Nate laugh. Soon, Barrett, Nate, and their friends Aria and Kate were twitching their noses too. The girls seemed to like the bunnies best of all the animals. Suddenly, Kate yelled, "It's eating my shirt!" Everyone looked around and saw that the kid was trying to make a snack out of Kate's clothes. Aria got scared and ran out of the nursery. Now Kate was without a piece of her shirt and a buddy. Barrett and Nate took Kate by the hand and ran after Aria. "Aria, where are you?" The three friends looked around, but they didn't see Aria anywhere. In the distance, a big green tractor covered in dust rumbled and grumbled. A large, flat cart, hooked to the back of the tractor, was covered in hay. When the students looked closer, they spotted a head of brown, curly hair. It must be Aria. The tractor grunted and puffed and looked like it was ready to start moving. The kids ran as fast as they could to the tractor. "Hey, wait for us!" The three of them ran as fast as they could. Their feet made pounding sounds on the pavement. They were running out of breath, but luck was on their side. The farmer driving the tractor looked up and saw the kids running. He stopped to wait. "Welcome to the hayride. Would you like to see what the rest of my farm looks like?" He asked the kids when they caught up to the tractor. "Woohoo!" They all shouted and climbed up into the cart. Kate hugged Aria. She was so happy to see her. So we see that kids are almost getting lost everywhere. Aria almost got lost because she also ran off. But luckily they found her. And now they're about to go on a hayride. So think about to yourself, have you ever been on a hayride? What was that like for you? What was your favorite part of it? I remember I went on a hayride when I went apple picking this past fall, and it was so fun. But there was a little puppy on the tractor, and he tried to jump off the tractor while we were getting pulled around, and that was pretty much kind of an event. So, I hope everyone's doing well, and I'll hear from you next time.